Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be talking about the mindset shifts to move from side hustle to full-time in your online business. So if you're someone that is working a 9 to 5 as you're building your business, this video is going to be for you. And just as a little bit of context, first off, my name is Jacqueline, aka luxombabe. My website is numbersfairy.com. And I have owned my own business for 7 years, and I actually went full time in my business in December of 2019. So January of 2020 is officially when I had been done working a 9 to 5 and moved into my business full time. So I know what it takes, having worked a 9 to 5 alongside building my business for, 3.5 years. I know the mental fortitude that it takes to prepare yourself for long-term success. And for me, my goal when I left my 9 to 5 is that I would never have to return to working a 9 to 5 job. I would never return to working for someone else. And so far, that's been the case. But there was a lot of, anxiety. There was a lot of needing to prepare that went into that decision. And to be honest with you, I didn't take that jump until I was fully financially independent. My business was making around half of what I made at my job. So I didn't necessarily wait until I was, making replacing my full-time salary with my business. But I had enough money saved up where I knew I had a couple of months. I had about 6 months where I didn't have to worry about money and I can really focus on building my business. And I think that level of financial preparedness is important because what you don't want to do is you don't want to jump into leaving your job too quickly, scrambling to try to make it work, having an adrenaline relationship with money in your business, and then eventually having to return back and work at a job anyways, right? So the first step in this is really going to be to clarify your vision. What I would suggest that you do is find out that number. What number, monthly, yearly, do you need to be making in your side hustle or in your business for you to feel comfortable quitting your job? Like I said, for me, that was about half of my salary, which at the time it ended up coming out to about $25,000 a year that my business was making. So just over $2,000 a month that my business was making before I decided to take that leap. And for you, that number might look different. This was also several years ago. The employment climate is different. Jobs get paid a lot more than they used to even a couple years ago. So the next thing is really to have confidence. So pay attention, to how far you've already come in your business as well, and really develop that trust in yourself that when the timing is going to be right, and you're going to know when it's the right move to make, right? And that goes into the next tip, which is to have a growth mindset. So it's also important not to limit yourself mentally. There's a lot of amazing possibilities within the online entrepreneurial space or the online business realm. I mean, the reason I even saw the potential is because I saw women around me growing their businesses to 6 figures plus a year and, completely owning it, completely owning their spiritual gifts, owning their soul's gifts and what they're here to do on the planet, helping people along the way, making these beautiful connections with people. And so it's important not to go into this already limiting yourself and already counting yourself out of that race, so to speak, and really starting to embrace the potential that you have while also being realistic, right? We don't want to be, we don't want to have a relationship where this is like fantasy. Our relationship with our business is not like fantastical, right? It's more about we can be grounded while we can also see the amazing potential that's available for us. So the next kind of thing is going to be to develop resilience. Resilience and just persistence in general is a skill that you're just going to need as a business owner. getting used to being rejected. As an online business owner, you can pretty much get rejected every single day. You're going to have people unsubscribe, you're going to have people unfollow you, you're going to have people tell you no, you're going to have nasty comments on social media apps. There's going to be tons of rejection, and keeping that, again, that mental fortitude to keep your eyes on the goal is really what's going to be able to drive you forward. And a lot of, and I think that this is something that actually prepared me for success in my business, and why, compared to some other situations that I've seen, I had a relatively smooth transition into self-employment. And that's because my job was phone sales. Well, more specifically, I worked in the for-profit college education industry, where we would be, dialing and making about 300 phone calls a day. So, prior to being self-employed, I have been cussed at, I've been told to go die, I've been told, horrible, horrible things, and also rejected a lot more than my message was accepted. And so again, having already had that experience, coming into being self-employed really wasn't that big of a deal for me. I didn't feel the heartbreak, because I know, I know how human nature is. I know how people can be. The only thing is, when it's your own work and your own business, you're going to be a lot more sensitive about it than if you were working for a corporation. So just having that like mental resilience of, take care of your side of the street. Make sure the services you're selling are valuable. Make sure you are providing value to people. Make sure you are doing what you say you're going to do, but also understanding that not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to hear your message, and it's just about putting yourself out there anyways. So the next type of thing is really starting to manage your time and priorities. So that's another thing when you're transitioning from full-time employment to being self-employed, is you don't know for me, I had worked nearly full-time since I have been 16 years old. So from 16 years old till 23, the first time I quit my job and started my business and had gone back to work a year later, something that I noticed is that my identity was really, really surrounded in my productivity. I identified with my job. Part of my identity was how hard I worked. And when you work in your own business, you're going to probably get paid a lot more for your time, but you're also, there's some aspects where it's not as hard of work. You're not, a lot of times not needing to necessarily even spend 40 hours a week working in your business in order to replace your 9-to-5 income. That was definitely the case for me. And of course, it helps to have an in-demand skill. My skill was bookkeeping and accounting. So always having that to come back to while I, supplemented my income with online courses and coaching and things like that. So really having this, being prepared for a 40-hour hole in your week. It's a vacuum that's going to need to be filled with something. So making sure that you're, giving yourself time to relax, but also prioritizing your time and energy a lot differently. Things are going to be just different with your time and energy when you're self-employed. So it's not really something that you can prepare someone for, but having that idea that it's going to be different for you, I think, is going to be really important. So again, just want to stress the importance of mentally preparing for this kind of stuff, taking those steps to get clear on what you want before you quit your job. Picture a day in the life of what it's going to be like when you quit your job, right? Picture how do you want your day to go? Script it out, write it out. This is why I included in my prosperity planner, which is right here, I included several pages for scripting, because I think that it's my driving force for quitting my job was freedom, and the freedom to choose to spend my time how I wanted to spend it. And so it's fun. It's like you're going back to the drawing board in your life. You're truly creating a life that you really want to live. So, and again, this isn't some, fantastical delusion or anything like that. This is simply what you get to create. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes resilience. But if you prepare for that ahead of time and you don't go into it thinking it's going to be so totally easy, while also not limiting yourself to your potential, really, you can you can really have an amazing life doing this. So thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment down below if this resonated with you at all, and I look forward to connecting with you on other apps. On Instagram, I'm at luxombabe, as well as Threads. Threads just came out today, and I'm on there as well and totally loving it. So we will see you soon.